I gotta paint back here. I'm just good enough for now. A little paint on it, but even though no one sees this, I see it. And I still got that stupid 4BT color on it. I don't know what to call it. So this thing was a nightmare. I don't know where that just went, but we'll find it. So you could buy these in Cummins or Ling Lang versions. I think the Ling Lang was like $12 for the full thing, and the Cummins one was like $20, and it's probably the same. I know Cummins makes parts in China now, but I I'd rather just order, for that kind of money, to order the right one, you know? If that offends you, well. So what you do is you gotta pop this retaining ring out when it, so you don't accidentally have it go into the timing gear when the engine's running. Man, that's still tough, but it's at the top dead center. I'm just gonna hang that there for now until I'm ready to lock it in place. Kind of pointless, I guess. I don't even know why I have that. I don't really plan on using it much. So what I was cleaning up earlier here is the oil fill. It goes right here, but I gotta press the main seal in. I got the main seal driver kit on its way to me, and then I found someone who actually makes one for the rear, and they're very affordable. I actually don't know the name of the shop. Like, he goes by Savage Fabrication on Instagram, but I think his website's something completely different. So, I don't know. So, I cleaned this up the other day, and I noticed it had a little bit of spot rust on it from where I whipped it down. So, I was trying to borrow the tool to properly install the drive. The one on the 6BT motor, it's made out of plastic. I just don't know where I'm going to get these rubber pieces. They didn't come in the gasket kit, I don't think. So this is the rocker box cover. If you're not familiar with these motors, and I wasn't when I first got into them, never messed around with the Cummins, only IDIs, but you can take the side cover off the motor and it exposes the lifters and the push rods. So you know, I didn't know what to think about it at first. I was like, oh, that's weird, you know, and then when you really think about it, it's fucking genius. Like, imagine not having to tear anything down thought I kept the 6BT one from that motor, but I guess I got rid of it. I don't know what's leaking over here. Whatever, I gotta do a cleanup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here are the rocker screws. I'm really liking this method of the camp fuel. It's kind of making everything nice and clean. So hopefully my seal driver is here for the front main seal. I'm going to get new bolts for up here, but I'm going to use these just for now because I'm going to have to get different lengths for the ones that go and mount the 6BT. I think they call it an air horn. I like the way that one looks better, so that's what I'm going to go with. So, if anyone knows the part number to these, I'd really appreciate it. Because these look like they're going to be impossible to... I'll never be able to match them up with anything off a shelf for sure. There's rebuilt pump. You know, kind of just see how it all pans out. And then I'm gonna have duplicates because I had to order some stuff. So it's all in here. That's all exhaust crap. So I ordered a factory front main seal instead of using the one that came with this kit, just because I don't really trust it. These are the depth tools. I don't trust the front main seal. I know that sounds horrible, but I also don't trust the rear main seal, so I ordered both of those. So these are all the timing component gaskets. Don't know. Just keep looking through here. Wheel pan gasket. Another one of those guys. Oh wow, I ordered this crap and didn't really need it. I'm not doing valve seals. Well, you know, I ordered these duplicate because the ones that I ordered come with the banjos. A few of the banjos I got were kind of tore up. So, apologies, I had gotten I was sick for like a week. But then we were also working on the house and wrapping up some of that project upstairs. I'll get some photos of that. It came out really nice. Yeah, so life kind of happened. But in the meantime, I started a new Facebook page for the channel called 4BT Bentley. And it kind of actually took off like wildfire. That's good. Pretty cool. So I got some new stuff here. I'm going to jump back in it tomorrow. Today's Saturday. So I got my torque converter back from JW Transmissions. I would like to go ahead and get the bell housing back on the transmission. Get that all sealed up. Get the converter on the trans and get that trans at least swung into the patrol. I got my turbocharger CHARA assembly. I can't talk today. I got my rear main seal, front main seal driver tools. I got my, went to the machine shop and you saw some progress on the Facebook page of the photos of the billet wheel adapters that I'm going to show you here in a second. So some of the stuff I got going on in front of me, I already talked about, but so I got some tools. So the first thing here is rear main seal driver, front main seal driver, and a different front main seal driver. I use this one to drive the seal in from the back side, but I noticed there's a slight little gap on the one side. So what this does is it slides over the install tool and you bolt it down onto the crank, and that'll take it back and get it done dead nut center. And it works the same way in the rear. So basically, this is not the rear main seal that I'm going to use, I don't think. No, this one is. This is the Cummins one. So that is the one that I'll use, and basically I'll get it started into this and I'll drag it back on with that. I'm gonna get this guy all cleaned up. Nope, that one's going in the trash. The other one will get cleaned up. So we've got some goodies in here. So these are my wheel adapters here. Reached out to somebody on Facebook, and he was glad to take on this project. So there's 5 pieces total. This is billet 7075 aluminum. Go you through this a little bit. So the 5-lug Bentley pattern, Bentley rolls are the ones that are spaced out just a little bit further. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have an intersecting hole there. No matter which way you did that, there was an intersection between the two. So as you see, this is a transfer punch jig. So what's going to happen with this one is I'll grab a couple of lug nuts, probably here, here, maybe here, move it around quite a bit, and then this transfer punch was measured, and it was machined to tolerance for an basically an interference fit under 1/1000th. For me to basically smack this with the back of a hammer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this out with a 1/2-inch drill bit, and then I got a .503. I forget what this is called, but he gave it to me. Make sure the holes are perfectly centered. Now this is not going to be done with a hand drill. So this is going to do the. So after I smack out the studs, the factory Bentley studs, I'm going to use a magnetic drill press, clamp it onto the hub, and drill those out 1/2 inch, and then flute it basically 5 of the 6 holes. Because of the intersecting hole here, I won't be able to do that. So it takes us over to here. This is the new 6-lug pattern. And one of the problems with those cars is the center bore on the hub is ginormous. That's 4.7 inches from end to end. So, but it's not that deep. It's only 3/8 thickness deep as far as it sticks out. And then you got the hub, the actual hub cap, which is only about 2 inches, but we made the hole bigger. So basically, I can bury in the center bore of the factory hub. I'm going to have 5 of the 6 studs already drilled, and this is basically going to slip over. It's going to fit the factory center bore, and then on this side it reduces it down to 106.1 millimeter. That way I can use a 6-lug Japanese wheel. If you notice, I got one stud here, which was CNC machined. That's actually a long stud, but it'll be a shorter stud. That way the studs are the same length. But the stud will get pulled through, and that stud will take the place of the intersecting stud right there. Has to be pulled into place, but the problem is I can never get a stud in there. So one of the 6 studs is going to be built into the adapter, and the other 5 are going to come through with the long studs through the actual factory hub, through my adapter, which is a total of 1/2 inch thick. That's about as thin as we can go and still have a lip and have the intersecting in here. This started off as 0.8 inches, 70-75 billet. It was a 50-inch by 10-inch block. Outside diameter is 8 inches. Inside diameter here is 4.7. This is 2.8. This is a 6 by 139.7 or 6 on 5.5 bolt pattern. And on the transfer punch, the Bentley is 5 by 5.8 inches on center for the bolt holes. So basically this is a little transfer punch jig, gets bolted on. I make the transfer, and then I use my adapters. These are CNC Billet 7075, and we go from there. It's actually pretty cool. These, I forgot to point out, these came from Savage Fab. I follow him on Instagram. The 2 pieces for like 50 bucks shipped. Really good deal. These guys here, they're like $300. Somehow I found that one online for 35 bucks. Some guy was selling it used. So I snagged it up. It's an OEM Cummins part. 304 stainless bolts for the headers, or the manifold on